Hey guys, it's Tuesday. I'm Matt, and today's topic is whether or not being transgender is a choice. Um, I believe that being transgender is not a choice. It is something that occurs without us having a choice in whether or not it occurs. So, what I mean by occurring is experiencing gender dysphoria, um, having a disconnect with your body, feeling like the member or a member of the opposite sex. That is not a choice. That is something that occurs, and our gender expression is usually figured out by the age of 5. And 5-year-olds having a choice on their gender expression, that just to me it doesn't make sense. It's something that happens. It's okay that it happens. It's okay that people are trans, but we do not have a choice. Nobody's choosing to feel gender dysphoria, I don't think. Um, However, I do believe it is a choice to transition. So I do believe that people have a choice whether or not they want to take on the role of socially transitioning and medically transitioning. That is a choice. But whether or not someone is experiencing gender dysphoria, that's not a choice. So, um, that's that's just about it. And what I believe with whether or not being trans is a choice. I mean, I know I didn't choose to be this way. I started noticing signs or uh, you know examples of me being different than other little females. By 4 or 5, um, I mean, I wanted to play sports, but I didn't want to play with little girls. I wanted to play with little boys, which I was allowed to. I was allowed to play baseball with boys, and I wanted to um, subscribe to like material gender roles and gender specific toys or clothing. So like material things like I just said, toys and clothing. So like if I went to McDonald's, I would ask for a boy's toy, and like I chose to ask for a boy's toy, but I didn't choose to find boys' toys more appealing than girls' toys. I didn't choose that. It just came natural. I felt more comfortable wearing a basketball shirt and shorts uh, rather than a dress or a skirt or a girl's blouse. I was more comfortable expressing my gender as male, and um, it came natural. So for me personally, it wasn't a choice. I did not choose to be like this. Actually, I spent many years suppressing this because I was afraid of the way society would take it. Um, but I did not choose to be trans. I chose to transition. I chose to accept the fact that I was trans and become aware that I was experiencing gender dysphoria. Um, but I didn't choose to have gender dysphoria. I don't know who would choose to have gender dysphoria. Um, I went. I've been through a lot of like shit because of the way I am. I'm talking about anxiety, social isolation. Um, I couldn't even finish public high school because of how bad I just socially isolated myself, and I was being taunted and picked on because of obviously I was different. I think if someone had the choice, they wouldn't make themselves a target like trans people are targets. We wouldn't we wouldn't choose to be a target for people to pick on, or choose to be a target to have people harassing us, or we wouldn't choose the anxiety or the depression that we feel. Um, the transgender community has a huge suicide rate. We don't. I mean, yeah, we people who commit suicide, they choose to commit suicide, but it's an issue that goes beyond the physical act of killing yourself. There's issues that cause one to kill themselves, and I don't think people would choose um, to to have those issues in their life, such as constant bullying, social rejection, social isolation, depression. Um, People don't choose this stuff. It just happens. That's that's like asking someone who has postpartum depression after having a baby, do they choose to have that depression? Of course they don't choose to have it. It occurs. They don't have control of it. Even someone who wanted to be the happiest mother in the world could get postpartum depression because, once again, they don't have control over what if it happens to them or not. It just happens. So, yes, one more time before I end this video, I believe being transgender and experiencing gender dysphoria is absolutely not a choice. We do not choose to experience it. It just occurs. Um, However, transitioning, taking the step to medically or socially transition, that is a choice. But the dysphoria that is felt and the gender expression that is expressed before taking the decision or making the decision to transition is not a choice. So in all, no. Transgender people do not have a choice whether or not they are trans. They have a choice whether or not they want to transition, and they have a choice whether or not they want to suppress being trans, suppress their gender expression, but they do not have a choice to whether or not they are feeling gender dysphoria. It's just, no. No one would choose to experience what trans people go through. It's just, no one would. Okay, so thank you for watching my video. I look forward to posting next week, and everybody have a great one.